she didn't scream when her husband brought another woman into their home. She didn't cry, she didn't fight, she simply stood there, adjusted a wrapper, and said something so calm that even the side chick stopped smiling, because what they didn't know was that everything they were enjoying already belonged to her. Her name was Bola, and if you saw her on the street in Akure, you wouldn't look twice. That was intentional. She lived in a quiet compound with cracked walls, old chairs, and memories of struggle that never really left. Bola wasn't loud. She wasn't flashy. She was the kind of woman people overlooked until it was too late. Years ago, before the cars, before the money, before the respect, there was just Bola and Femi. Femi was nothing then, just a man with big dreams and empty pockets. And Bola, she believed in him. She sold her gold jewelry, closed a small provision shop, even borrowed money in her own name, just so Femi could start his business. People warned her, "Be careful," they said. But Bola only smiled. "He is my husband." But not everyone saw a sacrifice, especially not Femi's mother, Mrs. Kofo, a woman whose words were always sharper than her smile. One afternoon, Bola served her food, carefully, respectfully, but Mrs. Kofo barely touched it. Instead, she looked at Bola and said, "A woman that cannot keep her husband happy will soon lose him." Bola paused, just for a second. Then she nodded and walked away, because Bola had already learned something important. Not every battle is fought immediately. Time passed, and Femi became successful, very successful. New house, new car, new friends. But somewhere along the way, he forgot the woman who built him. He came home late, spoke less, smiled less, looked at Bola like she was part of the furniture. Her name was Toby, young, loud, beautiful in the way attention follows, the kind of girl who didn't wait to be noticed. Femi met her at a party.
Thing for you. Go on, open it.
Oh, Femi, you shouldn't have. What is it?
And unlike Bola, Toby didn't remind him of his past. She made him feel like his future. Soon, he stopped hiding her. One evening, Bola returned home early, and as she stepped into the living room, she heard laughter. Not just any laughter, a woman's laughter. Comfortable, familiar. She walked in slowly, and there they were, Femi and Toby, sitting like the house belonged to both of them. Toby looked her up and down, then smirked. Toby, "Oh, so this is the wife?" Femi didn't deny it, didn't explain, didn't even stand up. He just said, "Bola, go inside." And that was the moment. Everything changed. Bola didn't argue, didn't shout, didn't cry. She simply nodded and walked away. But from that day, she became quiet, too quiet. And people who don't understand silence often mistake it for weakness. Because while Femi was busy enjoying his new life, Bola was remembering something. Every receipt, every signature, every document. Because when Femi had nothing, he had used her name. The business registered in Bola's name. The house also in Bola's name. Even the accounts linked to her identity. Femi never noticed, because he never thought she was important enough to matter. Then one evening, Bola did something unexpected. She invited them both. Dinner. Femi was confused. Toby was amused. But they came. The table was set beautifully. Food everywhere. Calm atmosphere. Too calm. Bola stood up and placed a file on the table. Then she said, "Before we eat, let me correct something." Femi frowned. Bola opened the file. Documents, stamped, signed, final. Then she looked directly at him for the first time in years, not as a wife, but as something else. Everything you have, she paused, is mine. Silence. Femi laughed nervously. Bola, stop this nonsense. She didn't move, didn't blink. Call your lawyer, she said.
Explain this. I'm waiting.
That was when it hit him. Within weeks, everything collapsed. Accounts frozen, business ceased, house reclaimed. Toby gone. Immediately, Mrs. Kofo suddenly quiet. Bola didn't celebrate, didn't shout, didn't explain. She simply packed her things and walked away. Stronger, calmer, untouchable. Because some women don't fight for respect, they remove everything until you are forced to understand it. The worst mistake Femi made was thinking silence meant weakness. If you were Bola, would you have left quietly or done something worse? Subscribe for more Afro Tales, because not every calm woman is harmless.